As soon as you finalize the loan terms with a lender, the first thing that you remember to do is to fax your papers to the loan provider. Before the documents can be faxed, they have to be arranged. There are always a few documents that you remember at the last moment. To add to the commotion is the fax machine itself. If you have your own fax machine, then it is good. If not, you have to spend hours locating the fax machine. Then also there are problems of the documents not reaching in full or the print being too vague. These problems are enough to make you think of a way out of the faxing requirement. As if God heard your prayer and commanded of the loan providers to develop no-fax payday loans. No-fax payday loan is exactly what borrowers in the US will prefer. With no faxing requirement, they can go about their work freely. This forms one of the principal distinguishing features of no-fax payday loans. The characteristics of a no-fax payday loan are such that can do without documentation. The amount that one becomes eligible for under payday loans is very less. Borrowers can draw an amount in the range of $40 to $1,500. The loan proceeds are to be used for such needs as could have been met through the borrower's salary had he not emptied it in the middle of the month. Regular loans where large amounts are exchanged cannot be approved unless the borrower sends his documents. The faster pace of approval of no-fax payday loans can be owed to this absence of documentation. The loan provider can at once approve the borrower on receiving his details through an online application. Fast approval forms one of the important motivators to use no-fax payday loans. One cannot postpone certain needs for long, particularly when these needs form the essentials like food or rent for your accommodation. It is these needs that come up for dispersal through the no-fax payday loan. Delaying their approval can result in customer dissatisfaction. Borrower must confirm a few details about the loan provider who has been selected to process the no-fax payday loan. Firstly, that they must be reputable and must have an experience in processing payday loans. No-fax payday loans do require the borrower to fulfill certain prerequisites before forwarding their case for approval. The requirements are as follows. The borrower must have completed 18 years of age. The borrower must have a bank account in which the borrower's salary is directly paid in. The borrower's bank must have a direct debit facility. Certain loan providers desire that the borrower must have a checkbook. Payday loans are generally offered as secured loans. It isn't any asset that goes towards guaranteeing repayments. It is only through a post-dated check that borrower agrees to make time repayments on the no-fax payday loan. The loan provider will present the post-dated check on the date payments are due. The due date for final repayment of no-fax payment loan is generally a week or a month. As soon as the borrower receives his next month's paycheck, he pays off the loan. It will also be in the interest of the borrower to quickly relieve himself of the burden of payment. This is because of a very high rate of interest chargeable on no-fax payday loans. Borrowers cannot escape the high interest rate because a no-fax payday loan is a short-term loan which is characteristically of high interest rate. The higher interest rates must not, however, be the reason to abstain from no-fax payday loans. The ability of no-fax payday loans to arrange cash within a very short notice makes them an inevitable companion of the present day's individual, who is always in the habit of exceeding his limits while spending.